Good day, dear friend. Part and parcel with today's leftist doctrine is this automatic patellar connection and support of the transgender community or whatever you want to call this. This is critical. Part and parcel, necessarily connected to this, is this immediate connection that you have to the transgender community for reasons I don't understand. Just like all of a sudden there are people who are finding themselves connected through reasons I don't know, or I don't know why, to the Zoran Mamdani connection as well. I guess they're feeling for some particular reason that there's this necessary allegiance that one must have to radical leftist ideology, democratic socialism. I don't know. I don't know where this came from. I don't know where anybody signed up for that. I don't know anybody seriously who believes this. I don't know. In our desire to be fair, and when I mean fair, not because I really care about being fair, because nobody's fair to us, nobody cares about us, it doesn't really matter to most people, but in my desire to be accurate, I don't want to say something I don't know anything about. I do not know at this point whether, and this is critical, I do not know whether there's anything to indicate that this Robin Westman in any way was taking hormones or anything. I don't know. I do not know. People are assuming that. And it could be, maybe I missed something. Maybe it was there. Maybe people just assume that's to be true. Maybe people believe that whenever there's any form of, I guess, trans identity, that it automatically occurs. That I don't know. But I must tell you, I would be less than honest if I didn't tell you this. I don't really care. I'm be honest with you. I don't really care. You see, let me explain this to you, my friends. Let me see if I can put this into perspective. I, like you, am tired of having been told for the longest time that there's something wrong with me because I believe in President Trump. Okay? That I believe in the Constitution, that I believe in this. I've been told for the longest time that there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. I'm crazy. And nobody took any time whatsoever to ask, well, what do I believe in? Am I a fascist? Am I right wing? Nobody cared. But yet I'm supposed to stop and to clarify and check and double check and re-verify any of my allegations regarding this individual. I don't know whether he took any type of hormones. I don't know whether he was on SSRIs. I don't know any of that. All I know is that there's this weird sense of, how do I say this? This weird sense of allegations regarding the number of people who are inordinately involved in, how do I say this? In behaviors that involve shooting. Remember the Alec McKinney, the STEM school, this was the shooting of in May the 7th. He was transgender man, assigned female at birth, identified he was transitioning. Audrey Hale, also known as Aiden Hale, was a transgender man. There was Dylan Butler, gender fluid, non-binary. All of these people who happen to be, lo and behold, who happen to be of this particular iteration, ideology, whatever you want to call it. What do you think that is? Does that mean anything? Does that mean something? I don't know. Look at the name Alec McKinney, Maya, identified as a transgender male. Devin Erickson, Snochia Mosley, Audrey Elizabeth Hale, Anderson Lee Aldrich, Kim Brady Caricature, Carricker, Colt Gray, or Georgia shooter, Dylan Butler. All of these folks either identified and targeted specifically as non-binary, because non-binary means that I, on my own right now, could just, out of the blue, declare myself to be a woman. I'm a woman. Change my name to Valerie. And sign a paper. Wear my hair differently. Am I a transgender? If I don't have surgery done, I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. And that's the beautiful part about this. I do not know. I don't understand how this thing works. If I go ahead and I do assign myself, does that mean that I must involve myself in some type of gender or hormones? I don't know. What about if, in addition to this, I'm in the throes of psychiatric medication? And what if I'm just up, royally effed up, as they say? Put this together, and what do you have? Do you expect me to parse through this? Do you expect me to sit there and sift through this? If transgender Robin Westman was MAGA, the left wouldn't stop screaming. Why must I provide all of this care and attention? Why are people, even like ChatGPT, Grok maybe not, why is there so much fact checking? Why are so many people afraid? But when it comes to our motivation, our world, our view, nobody seems to care. Nobody cares whatsoever. What do you think that's about? How does that even work? I will never know. Never know. We are so sick of this. We are so sick of this de minimis portion of people who represent no one. So small, so tiny, so de minimis, a sliver of humanity that seem to represent a huge faction of all of those involved in this. Why do you think that is? How would I, as an epidemiologist, social scientist, how would I be able to look at this and not say something? What are we supposed to do? Well, guess what? Nobody's saying this. Nobody cares. Nobody's responding to this. Nobody's worried about your admonitions. What is happening here? This morning at 1 a.m., I hope you listen later on. Oh, they're going to be great. I have a retired FBI agent, special agent, Jen Coffendaffer, who is absolutely superb when it comes to really looking at the evidence and not going crazy, not going too far off, but looking at what's happening. Here is my point, my friend. What are you going to say? How much of this are you going to take and tolerate? How much of this? How? The rage-filled weirdos. I'm seeing people more and more in my life, people losing their temper just in real life over stuff that doesn't even matter. People breaking things, slamming doors, screaming and yelling from arrest, just in life. People have this idea that there is no such thing, that there is no component of adulthood to put a lid on emotions, that you have a consummate duty, that you have a responsibility to tone it down, that just because you feel something, just because you're a part of some moment of frustration, something in your life that goes wrong, a mistake, an oops, a matter of whatever, that does not give you carte blanche to lose your mind. It is that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It is that simple. What do you think is going to happen next? What is the president going to do? What are we going to do? It is incumbent upon you to take to social media, to take to the airwaves, so to speak, and to let people know that you have had it. Do you hear what I'm saying today? Is everybody here on X? Does everybody have an account? You are missing something. For those of you who love to comment and make great and salient and sapient points, you should do this. It is by far the best. It is the most important feature of them all. And you can learn what is happening up to the minute. I was watching just before. Alex Jones, and by the way, we send our love and our positive energy to Alex and his father, who I trust is doing better and is coming out of surgery. But we have had enough. We have had enough. And I agree with Jimmy Whip there. We have had it. Who speaks for us? Who? Who are the people? When do we shut someone down who say, we think you're a demented? We're going to have TDS, trans derangement syndrome. We're going to act the same way about you. We're going to let you know how it feels. We're going to disinvite you. Do you okay this? Do you agree with this? Ask somebody, do you agree with this? Get out. Get out of my life. Get out of my home. You are disinvited from my birthday party. Take you and your rage and get out of here. I want to return the favor. I have nothing to do with it. There's a line in the sand. Do you denounce this? Yes or no? Do you denounce this? Yes or no? I don't want to hear anything about, well, no, there's no well here. Do you denounce this? Something happened where we all of a sudden have to accept everybody's mental illness. Everywhere I'm going, people losing their minds. How many people have in your life seen somebody, coworkers, neighbors, relatives, who just lose their minds? You're thinking, am I seeing this? Am I seeing a grown person act? As you know, I spend quite a bit of time enjoying thoroughly YouTube, and I love to watch the explosion of people losing their minds when it comes to, I don't know what the word is, people losing their minds over little things, but over Trump. I was told to sit back during the George Floyd thing. Just shut up and take it. The people who are upset, they've earned it. Why? Because you killed this upstanding member of society, this drug-addled, drug-addicted thug who died of an overdose, not police overreaction or violence. And I was told, shut up and take it. Remember that? Remember how you were told that? Shut up. Yeah, but they're breaking down. Shut up. We're angry. Take it. Shut up. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't like what's happening. I don't like what's going on. I don't like the level of frustration. I don't like the anger that I feel. And you are going to have to just take it. Because what has earned me the ability to overreact is the fact that I'm upset. I'm upset. And if you don't like it, that's tough. My friends, listen to me. Great point from our good friend. Great point here from a great viewer from Ann Halley. During COVID, you are right about that. COVID was the incubator. COVID, and we saw things. I saw behavior. I never thought this possible. I never thought of myself as being the paragon of mental illness, but I think I am. I always thought that part of being an adult, part of what I aspire to, is to be able to keep my reality in check, to keep my anger in check, to keep my focus in check, to get along and be amiable, to be participatory. This is what I thought. Stupid me. This is what I thought. And then something happened. I don't know when. And we can argue when it happened. Was it this? Was it that? We're seeing it in kids. And we're seeing the medicalization, this psychotropic application of everything to every stupid, crazy behavior. We have got to draw a line in the sand and say, this is not normal. Okay? This is not normal. This is not an alternative. This is not something that is acceptable. This is not something that we have to just take. This isn't a version. This is not like green eyes and blue eyes, left-handed, right-handed. No, no, no. This is aberrant, sexually, psychosexually, psychotically sexually skewed lunacy. And we have had it. And we have got to take this opportunity to tell the world, no apologies, time's up. That's it. We've got to take to the street peacefully, take to the polls, and ask everybody, what are you going to do about this? What next? How about people not psychosexually skewed, but just having a bad day? No reason, just having a bad day. You don't like it? Tough. You don't like it? Eat me. When you have Keith Ellison and others saying, we cannot, first of all, tell me, have you in your life ever known a gay person? Yes. Have you known somebody with cancer? You ever know somebody who's blind? You ever know somebody who's handicapped? You ever know somebody who's left-handed, right-handed, short, fat, tall, black, white, mixed race? Have you known somebody who's, yes. You know somebody who's transsexual? Anybody? Who's known a transsexual? Who? Where are these people? How much do you want to bet that 90% of them don't even exist? 80, 90, pick the number. How many want to believe that this is a fad like tattoos? You want to cover your arm in tattoos tomorrow? Take your dermal real estate and become horribly marred by this? Do it. That's cool now. Mrs. L has been in the business and show business since she was a kid. Broadway, music, jingles, disco, name it. In New York, she's met more people and met with more people than you can imagine. I, being here as well, and also married to her, we have more friends. I probably know more gay people than you do, just by virtue of the number of people. I bet you I know more Egyptian people than you do too, just by virtue of being in New York. In a city of New York of 8 million people, that's an interesting question. I want to see how many population of NYC, all 5 boroughs, and that would be right now as we speak, it is 8.478. So 8.5 million people. In 8.5 million people. If it's going to occur, it's going to occur here more. If you're going to see any group of people, black people, mulatto people, biracial, white, off-white, Irish, Jewish, Puerto Rican, German, anything. Take that percentage, throw it into 1% of 8.5 million. Okay, just think about this. This is the most important thing in the. This is so important. I'm telling you, and this very long, and please forgive me, but I've known no transgender people. If 1%, that's about 84,000 people. You think I'm going to run into one? You think I'm going to run into one? 83, just 1%? 1%? 83,000 people. How about 0.5%? 46.5. Actually, 41.5%. Excuse me. Just think. 40,000 is 0.5%. And a tenth of that is 20,000. Do you think I'm going to run into... I've not met anybody. Never. There's a lot of folks walking around here who are... I'm seeing more and more people wearing a dress. Now, here's my point. And listen to what I'm saying. And by the way, if somebody doesn't like what I'm saying, so what? You don't like what I don't like what you think. For you to have a group of people, if I'm telling you that in my time in New York, and Mrs. L, her entire life in New York, we knew one case, I'm not going to mention her name, but there was somebody who was very, very famous, who actually went through the transitional, and actually went through a living hell with the surgeries and everything. And anyway, you mean to tell me that I'm in a place with 8.5 million people? 8.5 million people. I've never seen one. And yet, there is this supernumerary group, this exceedingly disproportionate group of school killers who are trans, binary, and fluid. Then you could also say they're white. You could also say they're male. And even the male part, I'm not, because that's the whole purpose of this. Do you see what's happening right now? It's the same thing that happens whenever people had huge amounts of myocarditis. People would say all of a sudden, do you think maybe, what did all these people happen? Well, they had the flu shot. Or not the flu shot, the vaccine. Do you think that matters? I don't know. Don't say anything. Always worried, always upset, always careful, never, ever, ever. Always careful, never to say anything to upset anybody. Ever. Oh my God, we're so careful. Please, we're so careful. We're so careful. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't you understand? Be careful. Don't say anything. I'm not worried about this anymore. We're not gonna apologize anymore. You don't even have to know anything about anything for you to recognize the fact that we live in a world right now with this disproportion. There's something wrong here. And here's the best part. By virtue of this behavior, by virtue of these people saying, look the other way, you're actually encouraging this by bending over backwards saying, it's normal. This is how stupid this is. We've got to tell people we're sick of this. We're tired of this. We're not going to put up with this anymore. This is nonsense. This is crazy. These people are nuts. There's something wrong with them. You figure out which proportion of them are violent. You figure out whether it's the fact that it's being transgender or on medication or having sexual gender transfer. You figure that out. I'm not interested. You figure this out. Please figure this out. Knock yourself out. You figure this out. Tell me why this happened. Tell me the reason for this. Tell me the particular. I don't care anymore. No apologies. No excuses. We have had it. Mr. President, now is the time, sir, for you to do something. Have a task force. Get Pam Bondi to do something. I don't know. I don't know what you call it. But we have had enough. No more of this. Pretty soon you're going to see the little faces of those little kids who did nothing to deserve this, who went to a Catholic school, who wanted to be let and left alone. That's all. Just to be a kid. And this sick son of a bitch who has ideations about killing this one and that one, I'm supposed to excuse this? No. If there is a dog in your neighborhood who keeps getting out and terrifying children, biting people, attacking other dogs, being a real threat to society, what do we do? What do? Do you sit back and say, well, that's the nature of the animal? You know, sometimes these beasts, these dogs, if they're not properly watched, no. I'm telling you, my friend, listen to me and listen carefully. Okay? Listen to me. You just saw something. This was the last straw. That last straw should have been before. We are so motivated. We are so focused. Do not lose this anger. Do not lose your zeal. And do not lose your collective disgust. If you pray, pray for the souls of these children and those who are injured and permanently scarred from this. But I have had it. Okay? And I know you have too. My friends, check with me. 1 a.m. WABC, 77 WABC. Go online, get the app, go to WABCradio.com and listen and join. And when you call, and if you go to the X, there's a number there, call. Make sure you're a part of the nation, of Lionel Nation, and we'll get you on right away. All right, my friends, we love you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. All right? We're just approaching midnight, the other side of midnight, a new day. I'm ready for Freddie. You ready to join me? Want to be a part of the team? Good. Let's make some noise. All right, my friends. Have a great and a glorious day. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dad.